Welcome everyone to the 2014 North American Challenger Series, brought to you in part by our friends at Coca-Cola. David Freak Turley, this is Joshua Jat Leisman. He's awesome, and I gotta say, Jat, the traffic walking down here from the LCS studios was brutal. It was at least 50 feet. I'm glad we made it in time. How you doing?
Generally, I like to walk those 50 feet. Driving today was definitely a mistake because there's a lot of foot traffic inside here, and it stops you from being able to drive your car. But anyway, I'm excited for tonight's quarterfinal nonetheless. Last week's games were rather impressive. NK Inc. and Skyline upset the top-seeded Cloud9 Tempest. Not many people expected that. And you and I actually got to watch Xiaowei Zhao get some huge CS numbers, 300 in under 23 minutes, and actually something like 400 in under 29 minutes. So they were able to take out Wiso Esports 2-0.
Yeah, that was a pretty good series. Of course, we've got more series in front of us, though. We're going to see if we can make it a third in a row that goes awesome. Tonight's match is one of the 3 Spring Promotion Tournament participants, Determined Gaming, taking on Rux, Gatekeeper Fabi, and the rest of Curse Academy.
Yeah, and the winner of tonight's best-of-3 quarterfinal fight will advance to next week's semifinal, where they'll face the winner of tomorrow night's matchup between Cognitive Gaming and VVV White.
And now, because I like full-screen graphics almost as much as I like Teemo skins, let's take a look at the North American Challenger Series bracket. Our first semifinal series was locked down last week. It features 8th-seeded Skyline looking for another upset when they take on the Chinese hype train LMQ on Saturday, February 8th.
Yeah, that's going to be one to watch. And the bottom half of the bracket features this week's 2 quarterfinal matches, with the winners meeting in a semifinal showdown on Sunday, February 9th.
If seeing that bracket once wasn't enough to quell your hunger for Challenger League info, be sure to head over, tab over, or scroll over to lolesports.com.
Yeah, there you'll find everything you need to know about the Challenger Series. Just click on the Leagues and Tournament tab at the top of the page and select the NA Challenger Series.
Okay, guys, so it's going to be time to get to it. The North American Challenger Series quarterfinal of the day, Determined Gaming versus Curse Academy. Now, Determined is the top seed still in this series, and they're full of veterans looking to prove that they're just better than their disappointing showing at the spring tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Determined Gaming, they were a top-seeded challenger team in the promotion tournament. The top-seeded challenger team in the promotion tournament. And neither Team Coast or Curse decided to pick them to play against, which meant that they defaulted to playing against Velocity, who ended up being acquired and turned into Evil Geniuses. So it was a very tough draw for them, despite being such a powerful challenger team. And it did not go very well for Determined, if we remember that one.
No, they were the favorites coming in, but EG put up a really good showing. They kind of turned everything around in the last day. They 3-0'd Determined, and you kind of see the scoreline at the bottom of your screen there. Not a great series of games for DTG.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting now, because after that experience, Determined is turning themselves into a roster full of kind of veterans at this point. Westrice has been around forever. Robert X. Lee and Bubba Dove are all getting a lot more experience. They did underperform at the promotion tournament. After that, though, they've actually added someone else, a pretty familiar face. Hasn't been around lately, but Complexity's former mid laner, Prawley, is actually with Determined Gaming now. He replaces Arthalon, and we're going to get to see Prawley again tonight.
Yeah, and Prawley's put on some good performances. Yeah, he's a fun guy to talk to. He puts on fun performances.
We used to be like, he's going to play Ziggs. It's so unconventional.
Like, now it's like, he's going to play Zig. It's so conventional. Yeah. But it's fun to see. Of course, Determined isn't the only team with an LCS veteran on its roster, though. Curse Academy is running with former Curse support Rux in the top lane. Not only that, they've got the Gatekeeper himself, Fabi at AD carry. He's going to try to open the door to the semifinals for his squad.
Yeah, Fabi, the Gatekeeper of Challenger. If anyone doesn't get that reference and they want to, spend 8 or 9 minutes, just look up that YouTube video. It's interesting to say the least, but it might give you a little more context into who Fabi is. But anyway, Curse Academy won their way to the night's quarterfinal by taking out Complexity Academy, Battle of the Schools, in the first round, and then they smashed No Big Deal in their second game. Rux also, he hasn't died yet in the Challenger Series. 4-0-15 combined in 2 matches. And so far, the Fabi that showed up has been the carry Fabi, not necessarily the Fabi who feeds, so it's all good for them so far. He's put up a KDA total score, 10 kills, 2 deaths, 15 assists in the 2 contests.
He's like the AD carry version of Pobelter. But Fabi doesn't have a
I guess
Smurf.
that's true.
Is that Fabi, or is that... And then there's like nothing. There's no like other name. It's just Fabi in both sides.
Yeah, we had that. If anyone watched the LC yesterday, we had an interesting feature on like solo queue. A Zingy made his way into that one. He is like the Fabi of jungle, if that makes sense, because he's someone who will either just take over a game with crazy farm or just fall flat on his face.
Or he'll steal Baron with a Karthus Q.
That happens more than you'd think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking before about Trundle Pillar dealing 1 true damage, and if that ever steals Baron, you're pretty much amazing.
See, I don't think it does deal 1 true damage. Are we sure about that?
I don't know.
I know Zillion Bombs deal 1 true damage as it's ticking down, but I like Trundle Pillar gathers aggro, but I don't necessarily think it's because it does damage. It's a weird skill.
Well, or, you know...
If it does, that's the most impressive Baron steal.
Yeah, and over in Korea, of course, Shy's Sunfire Cape steals Baron.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of ways you can steal
Don't believe
Baron.
everything you hear, freak.
No. But yeah, and that's always fun, right? The crazy Baron steals. We had one earlier today, actually, the last hit from the... it was... Wisfujin's Jinx stole the Baron away. Or grabbed it for his team, but it was like... missed smites on both sides, and he lasted it as the AD, so that's always fun.
Some pretty interesting games today. And,
yeah.
You know, some of these teams that are coming up here, like with Determined Gaming and Curse Academy, they're both fairly experienced players. Like, you consider Prawley comes from the LCS. Westrice almost made it into the LCS. It's this weird thing, because he was on Curse Gaming way back before the Season 3 spring split, and he's just been like, just a hair away. Is anyone else in this game? Rux obviously made his appearance with Curse as well. Now he's on Curse Academy. Jaximus
played at IEM Kiev way back when. He filled in for Curse.
Correct.
When they could only bring like 2 players in the original roster, basically.
He played top lane then too, didn't he?
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he was a top laner then. Yeah. Now he runs really weird mid laners.
Only Brand.
Yeah, he's a big Brand player. Also, Sion is a big one. AP Sion mid lane. We see him sometimes. We've seen that in Korea. We actually saw it in... I believe it was Lemon Dog's TSM.
Yeah.
It was actually a lane swap. Mew played it there.
Yes, you're correct.
But yeah, so that's a fun one. And of course, champions like this, I actually talked to Broken Shard a little bit a couple days ago. And he's like, yeah, we're ready for the AP Scion. He said he wasn't worried about it. We'll see. Of course, we're going to get champ select soon, and we'll see if the AP Scion ends up being crazy. But there's always some fun champion roster for these guys.
Yeah, I wonder how, you know, like I'm thinking, as far as the challenger matchups have been so far, these are probably the most, I want to say, like experienced players or most storied players we've had thus far in this challenger bracket. And it's surprising that they're kind of meeting in the round of 8. It's almost like an unlucky draw for both of them.
Yeah. But you consider the other sides, right?
Yeah, Skyline beat kind of basically Walking Zed.
Yeah.
LMQ is like a Chinese pro team just in the amateur scene.
They played in the LPL last season. Like, so you're right. There's a bunch of that. The VVV squad's been around as well. We talked about the other quarterfinal.
Yeah.
You've got Cognitive Gaming, of course. They were also in the spring promo series. You've got VVV, who's actually shaken up the roster a lot, but they've still got some familiar faces there. Those guys have been around. They played the NACL season and whatnot. So I do like how the scene has grown, the challenger scene, that you're like, oh yeah, I remember all these guys when they were playing before. Right? And you have like a decent tournament history for these guys.
Because you think like even just the top 4 or even 6 or 7 teams, they're all like pretty solid teams.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of competition in the Challenger League this split.
Yeah, the lineups are they're shifting around still, but like you're seeing the teams stick through. I know, like, for example, at least in NA, like, teams break up kind of often.
I think that's kind of the nature of Challenger, right? The stakes are a little bit lower, therefore they're faster seasons too.
Sure.
Teams need to iterate a whole bunch, change their roster up to try to find the right combination so that they can make their run to the LCS.
Yeah, and I found that the teams that work really well are the ones that sort of natively work well together. For example, I forget if it was you or Kobe talking about this, where Cloud9 would sometimes scrim with no voice chat.
Yeah, that was actually earlier. We were talking with Medios.
Yeah, and it was just like, because if we instinctively know each other, then it's much easier. And sometimes you just get a group of players who they always know without thinking what's going to happen. A couple of my friends I play with, and if we do a bot lane, we'll both like, oh yeah, we're totally going to flash for that kill. Without speaking, it's like, oh, we're totally screwed, let's just go for it. And it's like, oh, we happen to communicate that properly.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you get a player that you're always on the same page.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing about League of Legends, and this is a bit of a tangent. Gonna bring up a different game, but it's something I experienced when I started playing League of Legends that makes it kind of unique to other games. So I used to play a game called Guild Wars. It had really slow team fights in the sense that healing was like so overpowered in that game that pretty much no one would die unless you literally called down a spike and went 3, 2, 1 like on voice chat, and everyone used their abilities like in synchrony on the same target to beat like the healer's reaction times.
Yeah.
So that game was actually just like a bunch of chatting as you're in like this long 15-minute team fight. Whereas when we started playing League of Legends, it was entirely different because we would be chatting the entire game when we weren't fighting, but then as soon as fights started, everyone would go quiet. Because there is too much happening in the League of Legends team fight to like actually talk and communicate effectively like when you're first playing.
Oh, sure.
Great communication team is what we had, but when team fights were happening, everyone just didn't know what to say. Which is why, to get back to your point, the natively people that speak elsewhere and just kind of know what you're going to have to do, I feel like that's kind of required for League of Legends team fights. You just have to know and be able to react in an instant as soon as you opened your mouth and talk, that word took longer than the 0.1 second you had to react, and you died.
Yeah, this entire story took longer than like 3 picks would have taken, but like it's the point. That wasn't even a slam at you. I was just like measuring times randomly, and I decided to choose the duration of picks in League of Legends.
Sometimes when you talk, things happen for a while.
Yes, that does happen sometimes. But yeah, I kind of like this point because to even add to that, right? In League of Legends, the facts change all the time. Like, okay, a jungler ganks you. Next time he ganks you, he's 3 levels higher, and it's like, oh, by the way, now Elise can stun.
Yes.
Or now she has a bunch of magic pens, so you better have kept track or pressed tab when she showed up, or seen her through a ward and been like, by the way, next time the jungler ganks, she'll 2-shot me. Changes the entire dynamics. You both need to know that as well. Leona hits 6, and then the lane swaps, and now Leona's the aggressor who's been getting harassed all the time.
The variables are just constantly changing on you, and you both just kind of need to have the same agreement of calculation. That's why, like, every time something goes wrong in League of Legends, people like to try and talk about why it happened. It's usually pretty important to do so because you have to just get on the same page through trial and error sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Because you can't do it in the moment.
No, you never can, but we'll see if these guys have worked everything out. Shyvana, Kassadin banned away already. Kind of word of the day is, yes, red team's been banning Kassadin most recently. Shyvana, Gragas dropped away as well from the tournament.
Gragas, the new Kassadin, as far as picks and bans go. Pretty much banned almost every game. I wonder if Prawley's going to bring out anything creative. Doesn't seem like it from his trends.
Yeah, his recent play has been pretty standard. I guess Zed is slightly oddball in that he's not as sought after he was at the end of Season 3. But certainly you're like, oh, yeah, Zed.
Changes to Zed. Totally. I actually rather enjoy watching the new Zed because he is so much more slippery than the old one.
Yeah.
The fact that the old one put the shadow directly behind the target he went to basically just made him more all-in, more aggressive. As soon as he went into ult, he was just like in. He would also be almost inescapable because even if you peeled him off, he'd just go back to that shadow and continue killing you.
Exactly.
But now, since the shadow goes at the origin of where Zed ults, it allows for substantially trickier plays where Zed will just go way in, but then always come out. And there's way more Deathmark play in that too. Like, can he get enough damage before he goes out? Because surprisingly, Zeds almost always opt to go back nowadays, which makes it kind of more exciting for me to watch.
Do the early burst, see if you can shield it up in time and survive. 3 bans coming through here. Elise banned as well away by Determined. So a lot of these high priority sort of top picks still banned away here. No one's really doing target bans. They're all the default bans. The Kha'Zix ban as well. I like that one. That's a West Rice and a Broken Shard ban.
Olaf maybe for Broken Shard in the jungle. I think it would be fairly likely. But Bubba Dub's Thresh has more importance for them actually right now.
This is interesting to me because Sheep is known for 2 champions basically. It's Thresh and it's Annie. And they didn't ban Annie and still first pick Thresh. So I feel like Sheep is still going to be fairly comfortable here.
Maybe they're banking on those Annie nerfs. To slow it down.
It's going to hurt it a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Probably not too much. Annie Caitlyn is pretty potent lane. Stun traps.
Yeah.
You could do stun traps with Jinx too if they wanted to. Fabi, probably Kate.
Yeah.
If we look at the things he's played recently.
Yeah, in this tournament, a lot of Caitlyn. Actually, kind of similar for Robert. These guys have really been. I feel like Kate's like shown back up. It used to be like, okay, Sivir, Jinx, and Lucian over and over again, and then people were like, I mean, okay, some of it's the nerfs, but like Caitlyn just came right back up.
Of course. Caitlyn always seems to just come right back up.
Yeah.
People are so much about laning and just being able to siege turrets. And Caitlyn can always do that. So Caitlyn will never go away. I almost feel like she'll never go away unless her attack speed gets completely destroyed or if her range is decreased. And I don't think either of those things are going to happen.
Probably almost definitely not the range. That's like the hallmark of what Caitlyn is. And generally speaking, when we like nerf and buff champions, we keep what's distinct about them.
Absolutely.
I don't think we'll ever see a 550 range Caitlyn. That'd be strange, right?
That'd be the silly. She's got like this giant gun and just like shoots right in front of her.
Yeah. Unlikely. Vi and Caitlyn picked up on the case here for Curse Academy. These guys grabbing up one of the high priority junglers still left. Lee Sin, though, still on the table. You're going for Olaf.
Broken Shard's Lee Sin is actually really good, though.
Yeah.
And he definitely favors picking that a lot. As you can see, he's played Vi by Shyvana. Shyvana's banned. Vi's taken. What's he going to do?
Lee Sin. No. Well, and his Gragas and his Kha'Zix both banned. Those are his top 2 played in solo queue as well. And so he's kind of going down like the chain of things he likes to play. But
somebody's getting targeted pretty hard here.
Yeah.
And his name is Broken Shard. Lee Sin!
And the Ziggs.
And the Ziggs for Prawley.
Yeah, there we go. Lock in.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. You might like this one.
Oh.
You know how Prawley picks Ziggs?
Yeah.
He types GG in and picks the only champion available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Curse Academy, please do this. I mean, the thing is, these I don't think we actually see all these champions together. The Scion mid I could see regardless for Jaximus.
Yeah.
And I think he knew he'd be playing it coming into this one.
I feel like Scion mid, wouldn't that be like a disaster against Ziggs? Ziggs could just blow through his shield like as the stun is traveling towards him with the Q and line shield.
Maybe. That's definitely a possibility. The reason I like the hover over Tryndamere, though it's not likely, is because Curse Academy used to run a comp where they ran no AD carry, and Fabi would play Tryndamere, and they'd have 2 fighters running around.
They would do that. Unfortunately, I already have
not
an AD
the case.
carry.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
Scumbag Fabi not playing Tryndamere.
It'd be like a Nidalee, like a Fiddlesticks as well, and they'd run those 2 mid lane, and then they just run 2 side laners. Just destroy people.
Well, so it's Zed after all.
Yep.
So Zed versus Ziggs here in the mid lane. Keeping the letters similar at the very least. Annie support is going to come through here for Sheep. And Curse Academy putting together, honestly, a fairly comfortable lineup for these guys.
Yeah, Curse Academy looking pretty strong. Very AD focused thus far.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to get anything interesting with their top laner. Mundo's left unbanned, same with Renekton, so plenty of options to get a little bit of magic damage in when they decide to pick Rux's top laner. Ooh, interestingly enough, even though they've played Zed mid a fair bit, Rux also used to play a lot of Zed top lane.
Oh, nice.
So there's an outside chance that we could see a hyper-aggressive composition from them.
We'll see if it comes back around. Pulling kind of an old Nikwu.
Yeah.
Gonna go back to Spring. Spring, right?
Only play ninjas.
Yep, only play ninjas. Worked pretty well for him, unfortunately.
And then he didn't even play Akali, so he was like, only play some of the ninjas.
Oh,
Only
well.
play
only the
ones
male
that are
ninjas.
related by some type of family murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna go by gender, just because he ditched Akali.
And Kennen? He didn't?
I want to say he played Kennen. I feel like everyone played Kennen in the beginning of Season 3.
We never talked about that. They were always just like, Nick Wu and his ninjas. And
His
like,
2.
Zed and Shen. Yeah.
You just look for things. Okay, well, there we go. Renekton for the top lane here for West Rice. So pretty full team comp here for the tournament. I gotta say, late game looks sketchy for these guys, but a lot of early power.
For Determined.
I feel like.
Yeah, I think so too, actually. But they have a lot of lane presence.
Yes.
A lot of lane presence. And if we look at the way, I'm actually just going to make a really terrible comparison here. Complexity played when they had Prawley. They were very good at capitalizing off of early advantages. And whenever Prawley joins a team, he brings a lot of his own personality to that team. So I'd like to think that Determined is going to be playing a very fast, aggressive style.
Well, it's going to be fun to see if they can do that. Of course, these are very high-skilled players. 3 of them already made challengers so far this season. 2 seconds to go. I mean, Season 3, right? Rumble was plenty popular, so was Renekton. Why the heck not go back to the old style right here? In fact, yeah, aside from the fact that Annie showed back up, these guys are running, I feel like, champions that you would see these guys all playing 6 months ago.
Yeah, throwback time.
Yeah.
I like the Rumble in the top lane for Rux, although Rumble never done that well against Renekton. Renekton definitely bullies him a bit. He can probably survive. There's a chance we might get some lane swapping and watch Determined really try and pick on Rux's Rumble and try and take him out of the game. If not, though, Curse Academy is going to rely very heavily on Sheep's Annie to lock people down in team fights. Running Zed Rumble brings very low amounts of crowd control into your solo lanes and puts a lot of reliance on the jungle and the support to make plays for them.
Well, thankfully they did bring crowd control, support in jungle. And kind of a random thought, you were talking about lane swap. Something dawned on me earlier today. So Renekton is like the, and we keep bringing this up, Renekton's the big lane bully. You bring him, he wins most 1v1s. And usually falls off late. I feel like, this is a random guess, when you fight a Renekton, you look to lane swap because then you kind of nullify that advantage. Or is he just such a good 1v2 that it's actually fine, he goes well no matter what?
I think there's an element to neutralizing him into a 1v2 because his 1v2 is average to good. I think if you're going to get crushed by him, you could try to do it.
Okay.
But I don't think that's a big enough distinction just because we see so much... I'm trying to figure this out. The people who would lose to Renekton are generally also going to be bad in 1v2s.
Okay. So, dodging that entirely. Here we go, on to the Rift. Determined in blue, Curse Academy in red. Let's see where everybody goes.
Top lane, so far.
Yeah.
For Determined Gaming. They might try some sneaky moves here, even though we don't see it often, Freak. Thresh and Annie are very potent in invading. Right now, Curse Academy's trying to set up. They're going to be going for Rux here. What they want to do is they want to get in the lane, they want to come up to that wall that just got blacked out, and hook him over the wall, and have everyone else fly in.
What? Bubba Dub probably going to spot him right here. Goes for the hook and lands it. Here comes the team West Rice. Will he go for the stun with Renekton? So far not. Still the chase forward. He really could have flashed W'd. I feel like they could have gotten the kill if he did. Maybe,
Ooh.
but they force Rux away with a flash.
Well, it's interesting because Rux kind of flashed right after the mini stun from the hook. I think it was worth the flash. I think a flash W wouldn't have gotten him in range.
Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't try
to.
I'm surprised they didn't try to throw the hook over the wall.
Yeah.
I think they kind of ran into Rux while they were trying to invade red buff and just kind of made the best of that situation.
And actually, I'm kind of thinking in retrospect anyway, with First Blood only being worth, what, like 280 gold roughly?
It's 60% of the normal value.
Yeah, so it's 180 for the basic kill, and the First Blood is still worth 100. So it's 280. I'm pretty sure I've seen 280 pop up for the First Bloods.
For the killer, it is 240.
Really? Okay, so that does get rolled in. The First Blood gets also rolled in. Okay, so it's 360 total gold for the first kill. Which I guess, to be fair, is probably not worth 3 flashes.
Interesting.
So that might have just been a restraint by Determined saying, you know what? It's really worth having our summoners up in the lane.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially against that jungle Vi from Curse Academy.
Not to mention an Annie down there, like, he's going to make you regret life pretty quickly. So probably Jaximus here in the mid lane. Probably aggressively going for the harass. So here he goes with this one.
I know something we actually haven't discussed. I wonder how much the reduced benefit of, like, an invade going well is dissuading teams from being aggressive. You know? Because it's almost like... Back in Season 3, people were talking about how if an invade went wrong, or if you get a double kill, it's like, well, the game's basically over from there. So, like, the gold is reduced. And maybe it's just, like, teams didn't like doing it in the first place, but it was so rewarding if it worked that sometimes they do it. This is just a random theory I thought right now. That now that it's such a reduced benefit, they're just like, well, it's hard. I still think teams should be doing it, but I just wonder if that's allowing them to do this thing, because even if the other team tries to aggress them, it's like they're not really gaining much out of it. So much time and investment can go into these early game invades. You think about a lot of times if you want to invade like 5 people, you would lose out on a lot of lane experience, and that could potentially actually hurt your laning phase later. Additionally, if you actually get a kill, only the person who got the kill can make a purchase, and usually not even an item. Since, like we said, it's a 240 gold kill.
Not even boots.
There's a gank.
All right, Fabi's going to get hit up right there. A little bit of damage coming across. Sheep dropping down to half HP. Flash in from Broken Shard. They're going for this kill. One more attack to go. Robert Lee gets the kill. First blood going up there. Happy stuff for Determined.
Yeah, and now that it's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, that's almost a full value kill. So that one is actually fairly impactful for them. Having it go to Robert X. Lee is fantastic. Also, the positioning of the lane could not be better, because not only do they get the kill gold and all these minions, they are denying Fabi from subsequent waves as well.
And look at what Curse Academy is going to get from the recalls there. A ward for Annie, an extra Doran's Blade. Okay, not too bad here for Fabi on Caitlyn, but you know when Robert X. Lee chooses to go back, he's going to have a whole bunch of items ready to go. And he's not going to really be on much of a downside for just staying in the lane instead of recalling early.
Yeah. Pick Ezreal. Win lane is generally how Doublelift likes to think of it. Against Caitlyn, though, it's not that clean cut in the need of the game to help, because Fabi was pushing them in really heavily. That's what Fabi has tried to do all of his games on Caitlyn. Only his 3rd death in 3 games on Caitlyn, but never mind, he didn't die.
They got the
Still only died twice. Sheep died, though.
Yep.
Let's get my facts right.
Westrise used both of the dashes, has flash. Can he get over the wall? Try, doesn't get it. Westrise is going south for you, and he goes down 300 gold for the kill. It's going to go to Rux, 151 on the case. T2s.
I blame
Fresh Canadian.
If I was Westrise, I'd be blaming Vi. I'd say she knocked me away from the wall, and that's actually what happened. Westrise got knocked a little bit back. He tried to walk a bit closer.
Didn't get it.
You have to literally be right next to that wall.
It's a very hard wall to get.
And if there's a champion model in the way, you cannot flash over them both. Nope. Westrise should not have tried, in my opinion, because there were people in the way. He just panicked.
Okay, well, Broken Shard's going to look for the top lane. Does not have a friend just yet. We'll see if Rux stays. I feel like he wouldn't, but we'll see. Maybe he gets greedy. Here comes Broken Shard. It's not going to be in the minion wave. He dodges most of it at least. Here comes the damage onto Rux. Rux has no flash still. 300 health left. Shield goes on. Jumps to a ward. 300 health left. Can Broken Shard do the damage?
No,
not worth it. Not enough damage. Gives it away.
Yeah, looked like he might have a chance there. Good job of getting him to go back now, because Westrise will have some time to farm.
Oh, what a flay! Catches Fabi mid 90 caliber net, forcing the flash. Sheep running backwards. That was a hell of a good flay.
Yeah, first pick Thresh there from Bubba Dub, getting a quality flay. They're really going to start putting some pressure onto that Fabi lane. You know, if you can keep a Caitlyn lane confined to their turret, you are doing an amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
Caitlyn lives to push, and if all she can do is last hit a turret and fear for her life, then not really doing much.
Yeah, not being a very effective officer here. And I gotta say, you know, we're talking about how well Bubba Dub's playing. He went 2-17 and 15 during this promotion tournament. So him kind of being instrumental in a kill and a lane domination now really improved here, stepping up in his match.
Yeah, tough time for Bubba Dub. Tough time for the entire Determined Gaming team, you know?
Yeah.
Being the #1 seed challenger team coming in, they kind of had the expectation of making it into the LCS.
They were super confident.
And then especially when they would get 3-0'd in the promotion tournament, a lot of teams wouldn't be able to stick together through that. But, you know, only Arthalon decided to step away from the team. They picked up Prawley, haven't missed a beat, and they're just right back at it, you know? There's definitely some team synergy going on here if they can stick together through adversity like that.
Guys, definitely looking pretty good. 400 gold lead here for the tournament so far. Their top lane looking pretty decent for Westrice. A 13 minion lead for him. Early Seekers there for Rux, and level 6 picked up on now most of the champions on the map.
Those are pink wards. They both want them. Who's going to get them?
Level 5 though for T2, but it's not going to be. Broken Shard's going to get control of that one.
Credit goes to Bubba Dub
for
that, actually. He had rotated down from the lane, and it meant T2ers did not want to fight Broken Shard.
We got a fight again though in the bottom lane. 5-5 versus 5-4. Small lead here for Determined. Close one there. Sheep dodges that one.
He was also taking turret shots. That would not have been a good hook to land.
You wouldn't want to follow that one up.
No.
Unlikely. There's not even a flash available, so. Alright. These guys safe so far. Only 8 minions separating the AD carries. The buffs respawning now 7.5 minutes in. T2 is French for Little Bear, I believe, if Twitter's to believe.
Do you want to call him Little Bear instead? T2 is kind of hard to say.
Sure. Yeah,
it's going to get way too confusing.
Yeah, I got corrected on.
I know we're supposed to just like agree on everything with that.
Well, no, I agree with you on this one. I got corrected actually yesterday for calling Cloud9 Eclipse's AD carry. If I get it right,
you guys were calling him
Hjarnan.
Fabevin.
No, that's mid laner. Oh. Hjarnan is how we call the AD carry, but it was, I think it's Yernan.
Wow.
Is a little bit, so no H at all, completely silent H.
By the way,
J we got correctly.
If any player in the Coke Challenger Series wants us to pronounce a name, feel completely free to tell us how to pronounce a name. We have no qualms about it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these players actually don't care. You'll be like, tell me how. Oh, they're going to get it.
Ooh, close. T2
almost got a kill.
Yeah, seriously.
With the ward on top of that.
Super worth it.
Yeah, because Cloud9 Clips also has another guy. You were calling him Fabevin. I always called him Febevin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. I can see that. Didn't even think about it.
That's why I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I butchered something even worse.
Cloud9 Eclipse. Eclipse is easy enough to say.
All their names are in their like home languages.
Yeah.
Their top laner's in Romanian. So I first said Odoamna, and then someone was like, no, it's Odoamna. I was like, okay. And then I did that, and someone was like, no, it's Odomna. Like, freaking A. So I don't even know anymore.
This is tough.
Thankfully, these are all like American players aside from Broken Shard. North America at the very least, so a lot easier to pronounce them all. Prawley,
who knew that League of Legends casting would require us to be so cultured?
It's like it's an international game or something.
Something like that.
Weird, right?
Anyway, this game's actually going fairly close for Determined Gaming. They're winning the lane war fairly well right now.
Oh, yeah.
Most credit going to Robert X. Lee and Bubba Dub in this bottom lane because they're keeping Fabi completely back. You know, the Caitlyn Annie lane wants to get aggressive, but they just have not been able to. Additionally, Broken Shard's done a lot. Let's see how they get out of this one.
Arcane shift, the jump in on a Bubba Dub, ult coming back across, and there comes Broken Shard. Who's going to take the damage? The flash and the kick on the Sheep. Beautiful job right there. Kill picked up, the lander coming out. Great turnaround.
Really timely counter gank there by Broken Shard. He almost didn't make it in time. Chituris was trying to make that work with the Vi gank. She gets to pick a lane usually, and that's most likely a guaranteed gank. That's why Broken Shard was in the area, and they were very, very fortunate to turn that one around.
I got to hand it to Robert X. Lee for starting the Arcane shift before Tibbers landed to get him out from all that first, because that would have been a likely death for him, but managed to dodge most of the combo. Good stuff here. 1,000 gold, Determined, making things happen. Lane's still going well, and they haven't even tried to look for a dragon yet.
Yeah, and you know another interesting thing is Bubba Dub was bringing Exhaust. It used to be a very common sight on supports, but especially with the Annie Revolution that we've seen recently, almost every support's bringing in Night. I'll see a Sona, Leona, Annie. everyone's going Ignite. Even Thresh usually bring Ignite to try and go extra aggressive with their team. Bubba and Robert X Lee deciding to go another direction here, giving them a little bit more defensive edge. I think that's going to come in handy when Jaximus gets involved in team fights, or if Vi tries to go with a more glass cannon style build.
We'll see what they go with this one. Looks like the makings of... This is weird because I feel like it's the makings of Phage, but also of Ancient Golem, but also of Elder Lizard here. And I have no idea what Vi's actually going for.
I'm going to say...
Okay, now it's Ancient Golem. Now it's easy.
Ancient Golem.
Thanks. Robert X Lee going to jump in onto Sheep. Oh, good dodges here, but the Inferno Bomb's going to come back out. Kill picked up by Robert X Lee. 3-0, all the gold in the AD carry.
Yeah, this is working out fantastically for Determined. Bubba is setting up most of these kills, and Robert is just there to get the cleanup. Fabi, though, would have been able to burn Barrier if he landed the Piltover Peacemaker.
Yeah, but instead, it's a Dragon.
Dragon time. Pink Ward secures the vision. Team comes down. And they're able to extend this lead now 12 minutes in.
Good play. 2,000 gold now. Determined up by all the metrics pretty much that we can think of right here. Except for number of ninjas. Curse Academy has that one, but that might not matter too much.
Vertically on the map, they are down because they are the blue side.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Also, they have a couple of Yordles, so they're pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, equal Yordles. One on each side. Never mind. Equal footing on this one. Fabi back to base. Has a BF sword, though, so for his ref of the lane is Ben, is doing an okay job of minions, and is at least keeping the build going forward, though we gotta say Trinity Force done in about 700 gold for Robert X Lee. Also pretty nice.
Yeah, Robert, if he gets that Trinity Force, he's gonna look to aggress fairly well. Look out, though, Westrise.
No ult just yet from Rux. Westrise still running away, 800 health on him. He's gonna make it out. I feel like if Equalizer were up, that they could have gone for that one.
Going for the Tiamat build as well. Also double Doran's Blade, so that's all offense so far in Westrise. Really trying to make his presence felt against Rux, despite Rux being able to pick up first blood on him. I think once Westrise can get a Ravenous Hydra, Rux is actually going to be in a bit of danger of dying straight up to him. I think with the Renection Ultimate running, he'll have enough inherent tankiness, and with the Hydra, enough damage to take down Rux before he can get rid of him. But we'll have to wait until that happens and see if any counter ganks come.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting to watch, just because Rux has itemized about the default defensive build there, with Haunting Guys 200 health. Good dodge there by Fabi.
Yeah.
Seeker's Arm Guard. Seeker's Arm Guard, yeah.
The item for Rumble when he plays against top lane bruisers. Oh, here comes another gank. No counter gank in place this time.
Jump in onto Bubba. A lot of damage coming across. That will be the kill picked up by Titus. And looks like Robert X Lee going to be safe to back off of this one, but a good kill picked up by Curse Academy.
Curse Academy really wants Fabi to get back in this game. Gank top.
Yeah, there we go. Rux going to get knocked around, jumped into the wall as well. Does not have flash anymore. Pops the ulti. Westrise has to flash from that one. Will survive. Yeah. Hard-earned kill.
Couple extra turret shots they ended up taking there, but that's kind of the expected result when Lee Sin and Renekton can just run at Rumble. Once Rumble gets close to, his really only option is to throw down the Equalizer and fight. Couldn't fight quite well enough there.
No. Fought with all the power of a Yordle, but just didn't quite muster enough. The robot must have failed him. Because, Rumble himself tried as hard as he could. Robert X Lee now in a bit of a 1v1. Both supports coming back to the lane after buying. Gotta say, small item lead here for Bubba Dub. Already has the Ancient Coin as both these guys match sight stones.
Damn. Fabi.
Yeah, I mean, really
pulling off the
aggressive
moves right there. Didn't take a single turret shot. Almost had no ability for Robert X Lee to counterattack there. And gets out scot-free. So that was nice moves right there, though, Fabi.
Yeah, good play overall by the players. Certainly very skilled individuals. Only 4-2 in kills. It is a very close game, but we're starting to see turrets fall a little bit. Determined converted that top lane dive into a turret kill itself. It's going to unlock Westrise a bit more to roam around.
Yeah, also, Prawley has gone for a very offensive build. Hasn't paid for it yet. Jaximus obviously even in farm, but no armor on Prawley. A lot of times you'd see a Ziggs go for a tier and then a Seeker's Arm Guard, but Prawley just went double Doran's tier to a Seraph's or Archangel Seraph.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's going to make it to Seraph's eventually. But really, that means Prawley is all-out offense, all-out farm and push, and he has avoided being aggressed on by Jaximus.
It's pretty impressive. And also no CDR either. Like, normally we see this build and it's like, oh yeah, but they'll go Morella and Namicon. That's not even the case yet for Prawley.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, well,
speaking of,
good damage there from Jaximus, but
he's waiting for his cooldowns. Yep, there he goes.
Gets them back. Good jump off to the side. Flashes the Qs. Prawley's going to get out of this one. But burns his flash. Oh, might not. One more tick. He's safe.
Oh, wow.
That was close.
Yeah. If Prawley wouldn't have flashed all of those slick moves by Jackson. See what would have been done. Most Zigs actually take barrier against Zed as well, so it just kind of adds to the riskiness of what Brawley had accomplished there. And now they're trying to get some revenge.
Good damage on a Jaximus, down to half HP right there. Q lands for Broken Shard. Will he kick?
Attack kick R. Yep.
Kick R. Oh, he gets it despite the flash. Kill picked up for revenge. Nice play, Determined.
Yeah, I meant to say he wanted to kick him and then use the Q.
Yeah.
That's the common Lee Sin execute move is you land one part of your Q, then you kick them, and then you get more execute damage out of your resonating strike once they're already in the air. But he needed to get a few auto attacks in there because he was trying to calculate his damage so he'd be able to finish him off. And he does it just right. That was a nice kill by Broken Shard.
That's incredibly close. That last auto that was flashed was the required little bit extra. So good stuff here, Broken Shard on a pretty comfortable champion in Lee Sin. I gotta say, in terms of getting a good jungler in there, I think they played champ select well on that one. Broken Shard's been part of every single kill for Determined.
Lots of early game impact for him, and they're looking for even more.
He's gonna find one here. He's gonna go for Sheep. No ulti available. No, the play back from Bub It Up will slow down Fabby. Sheep's gonna go down first. Kimber's gonna drop down alongside that one. Fabby's still on the chase. Q's gonna land. Robert X. Lee on a rampage double kill in this lane.
And all of the kills are going to Robert X. Lee. He is going to be so threatening when this comes into the mid and late game team fights. Especially, let's take another look at this one. Broken Shard did a really good job of keeping the slows onto people. Bubba Dub got them with just the edge of that play and just the edge of the box. But then you can see Broken Shard thinking ahead of the fight. He wasn't worried about kill securing. He was just making sure that nobody got away.
Very well played right here. 7-2 now. Determined really turning this game on right here. They did get that second, that outer turret there on the bottom lane down for their troubles before. So these tower dives are starting to get turned into turret destructions.
Ooh,
so they can keep moving forward.
Prawley's going to probably go Death Cap next as well. Going to see a Blade of the Ruin King finished by Robert X. Lee soon. A lot of extremely offensive items coming out from Determined. But for now, it's all about this dragon. And since they've killed the top turret, Rux went up to clear that. If they go quickly, they're going to be able to get it mostly uncontested. But if they wait too long, it would run the risk of giving up some of this lead.
Yeah.
They have about a 6,000 gold lead here. The only way they give this up is if they all sit on top of an equalizer for a long time. This is like the one way that I think Curse Academy could come back, and they're not even going to go for it.
Yeah, they're not close enough at all. Ult's going to come across, Bub It Up, not shooting in time, but doesn't matter. 190 gold, 194 specifically per person for that dragon pickup. So slightly worth more than the Season 3 dragon. We've now crested that point at about 18 minutes in.
Yep.
I know it's based on champion level, but for what it's worth, about 18 minutes is when dragon starts to be worth what it used to be in Season 3.
Did you know?
Did you know? Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Freak knows.
Apparently I do. I found out just now. I didn't know that before, but I figured this one out. Here we go, guys. Sheep, only level 8. Poor guy. Kind of low down in this lane. 0-4-1, really not a great performance. It seems like the steal away from Thresh might have been helpful as well, putting Sheep on something slightly less comfortable.
Yeah, Bubba Dub's pick was pretty good. It's interesting, though, because Sheep, Annie has played it in the past couple games. Thresh is probably usually banned against him, though.
Yeah.
Right now, let's see if they can take down Westeros. He is an offensive Renekton.
He used both jumps. There's the flash over the wall. Ooh, Equalizer comes across, not doing enough. I feel like that was late, but he wasn't in range yet.
Yeah, Rux doing his best to try and get something back. You can see Curse Academy's really struggling to try and get back in this one, trying to get any kill they could possibly get their hands on. This type of gold lead this early is dangerous. Broken Shard.
Wow, really looking for damage across there. Sheep down to 200 HP, but not getting chased out. Ulti comes in. Flash is not enough. The edge of it picked up there by Prawley. 1-0-1.
Yeah, Prawley farming up a Storm and just enough support, but it's really Broken Shard who's going around and making these plays. The push continues by Determined up the mid lane. All
3 outer turrets now dead. Determined looking for tier 2 mid, and no one is really there to defend it. It's a 5 versus 2 right here. And they're just not doing much for this one. Make that a 4 versus 2. I take that back. We're not into the top lane. But this turret, 3 hits from dead right there. 1, 2, and 3. Robert X. Lee picks that turret up. And they just poking people down.
I gotta tell you, Freak, Determined Game is looking very solid right now. Curse Academy is no slouch as far as teams to play against. And this is turning into a bit of a stomp right now. It's almost 10,000 gold, 20 minutes into the game. Only a couple deaths right here. There was the one mistake by Westeros early, where he missed the flash on the wall. But everything else has been well calculated for Determined Gaming.
And you said they had a very sort of early game focused team. Renekton lane, right? Like Thresh making plays, Lee Sin out there as well. And late game would be scary, but they've got that gold lead now. They've got the item lead, the level lead. The dragons are theirs as well. Determined capitalized off their early game quite nicely here. And good plays all around by their individuals. So, Curse Academy, yeah, they got to get something on. We haven't seen Jaximus do anything by himself with Zed. No, Rux, no Leanders or anything. I haven't seen him buy a new item in a while, even.
Yeah, they're a little bit cold-starved. Once they lose control of their outer turrets, they lose control of their jungle, they lose control of the dragon. They can't safely farm in too many lanes. You can see Jaximus is feeling great about this lane because he's not going to get free farm for much longer. He's going to have to go respond to some push elsewhere on the map. It's tricky stuff right now. 5-0 on Robert X. Lee. He's going to have a lot of gold sitting right there. He has got to be way up on the rest of the game. I'd say 1,000 or 2,000 gold right now.
Yeah.
Ahead of everyone else in the game. So Robert X. Lee really looking to put some pressure on.
Yeah, scary guy. Double buff Ezreal. Pretty much, I think, my favorite AD carry for double buffs as well.
Oh, yeah.
You can throw infinite Qs and they all slow.
Yep.
It's just so glorious. It's like blue Ezreal, but just with buffs.
But with more damage.
With more damage. Yay. Trinity Force and Ruin King.
And more speed, because you get move speed from Trinity Force.
It's awesome. And when you land a Q, you get even more. I like that when you kill something, you get movement speed regardless of how you killed it. So like if you ult across the map and like last hit a Wraith or something,
you're like a little bit
boost
faster.
To speed. Yeah. And so you can get some of that during the fights.
Tell me something more about Trinity Force. I feel like you like talking about it, so.
Better than you expect on Lucian's ultimate because it has an AP and an attack speed ratio. So
awesome.
Even though Triforce only has 30... most of the numbers on Trinity Force start with 3.
Ooh, interesting, yeah.
30 damage, 30 AP, 30 attack speed.
How much does it cost? 3,000.
3,803.
Yeah. Wow, that was exact.
Yeah.
Good work.
Which is 500 plus 300.
The upgrade cost is also 3 gold, right?
Upgrade cost 3 gold. 3 major components.
Yes.
And
there's so much synergy within the Trinity Force itself.
Yeah. And you know there's 3 blades on it. And then the hammer is kind of behind from the phage. It's like a pinwheel. This has been discussed before. Trinity Force is actually a pinwheel, and it's held up by the phage in the back.
Nicely told. Yeah. I didn't know many of those things, actually.
Yeah, there you go. I have a row in my custom recommended items. It's just 6 Trinity Forces.
I've seen that before, actually. It's cute.
I usually buy like the 3rd one. I don't usually buy more than one in a game. Sometimes I do.
I should hope not.
If we're about to win, I'll recall and tell my team to close the game, but after 10 seconds, and then sell and right-click them all in sequence.
Oh, dear.
I almost never get more than 3.
I feel like Curse Academy could use a couple Trinity Forces right now. They're just too far behind on gold. Oh, man. They can't defend this turret realistically. There's too much siege coming out from Determined Gaming. Everyone on Curse Academy is they're just behind in items right now. Jaximus, he would love to have a Last Whisper right now, but even if he goes for Prawley at this point, Prawley's been able to pick up his Zhonya's. I don't think he can finish off anyone else. He'd have to contend with the exhaustive Bubba Dub, even if he found his way onto a squishy target like Ezreal.
Yeah, lowering his damage, not making his life happy. The jump in, Brokentar's going to find a slow, I think just barely onto Rux. They're not going to find much for it. The team just sweeping away minions. Robert X. Lee solo split pushing. I feel like of all people to fight Jaximus, I wouldn't choose the AD carry, unless they really think he can outplay him.
Yeah.
Maybe he can, to be fair.
I think you could take him out. Robert X. Lee's got to be sitting on a ton of gold.
He hasn't bought in forever. 3,000.
So, he's actually not much stronger than Zed at the moment until he shops.
Yeah.
He's being a little greed boy right now. He's got to go buy some items. He could buy a Last Whisper straight up. I think Last Whisper.
Yeah.
He'll want it just so he can finish off Vi and Rumble if he gets doped up. Like dived on.
Yeah.
But for now, I guess they're just clearing out all the objectives. Keeping himself on the map. He's going to shop after this.
Most likely. Jump over the wall. There's the recall. All right, Robert X. Lee going to shop with the 3,500 gold.
And I'm going to say Ruin King, and then he's going to work on his Last Whisper.
Okay. I think maybe QSS just because he can finish the item, and I think he can't finish Last Whisper yet.
Darn.
Okay.
Yes.
Pickaxe.
Yes.
Okay. That's where it is.
All right. I've seen a few Ezreals in my day.
Yeah. It just feels like this is one of the games where you're so far ahead, you can skip a damage item and still be ahead.
True.
And so you like ensure the game by not getting one shot by Zed.
Yeah, as nice as QSS is against Zed, I actually feel like GA is just easier and better in a lot of situations. Especially since he's against Rumble as well, you know?
Well, equal stats against Rumble, aside from the revive. They're both 45. Actually, QSS is 5 more MR than GA.
Yeah.
So better against Rumble.
True.
I guess. We'll see.
GA is better against Vi and Caitlyn.
True.
Because of the armor.
Yeah, I don't think you can QSS the channel on Caitlyn Ultimate.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
It's much like a Nautilus ult. You cannot QSS that either.
Okay. It's just lets you know it's going for you.
Yeah.
But it's not really tracking a
It's a
diva.
forewarning.
Yeah. FYI, you're going to die. There's giant sirens coming. And Vi will dive you soon. Oh, Broken Shard. Nope. Good smite there by Little Bear, the jungler of Curse Academy. Ironically, they do have Reverse Annie on their team. So they have 2 Little Bears.
All right. Cute. I'm thinking Curse Academy is trapped. Determined is waiting to find a moment where they can take over here. I think Baron should be where Determined Gaming tries to make their next play. But Curse Academy recognizes there's some split pushing going on. They're going to try and take this turret. It's full health. They barely reach there.
Oh, man, the Ziggs ulti just going to remove the minions, and with no real tank trying to take it.
Oh, dear.
Curse Academy not going to save
Can Westrise make it to start this fight? He's trying to flank around the side.
He's going to look for this one. Half HP on pretty much everyone from Curse Academy. Caitlyn Trap says no. Got some
Come
minions.
on, man. Come on, Westrise. That was your fight.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least Curse Academy didn't get anything out of that.
Not too much.
Yeah.
They got some damage out of it.
So they got like 2 turret hits.
Yeah. Going down.
Yeah.
Lower than it was before.
Slowly but surely.
And this game goes for another
Slow
hour.
and steady usually only wins the race in fairy tales.
Yeah, I prefer fast and steady.
Yeah.
That's just superior in every way. Well, I guess the only way that matters is speed, but otherwise it's equal on steadiness.
This is true. Maybe a little bit less maneuverable.
Potentially. We haven't graphed that one yet. We don't know the numbers of maneuverability in this race. Curse Academy still trying to keep themselves alive. I mean, I guess for them, they're kind of okay just saying every 6 minutes you take a dragon. Other than that, we're just farming. Like, I feel like that's...
They're okay with that. I think the Baron is something
situation.
they're going to want to take next. I mean, if we were to take this game to like 50 minutes, then Curse Academy would start being a little scary.
Yeah.
It might even, like, it would have to be 50 minutes with Curse Academy getting some kills back. Because at the rate they're farming, they wouldn't even hit items 50 minutes.
Yeah, true. Almost every lane getting out CS'd by their opponent there. Support's winning by 3, though, so good job to Sheep right here. You're going to see, I mean, they're still, like, posturing around the mid lane. Like, they want this area, but probably has the ulti back. Westrise forcing the issue here in this right side lane, but he's, like, very overextended.
Right.
Just no one's going for him.
All right, Determined. They have wards in the jungle, so they can see the approach.
Yeah.
And probably Ziggs was going to try and cut them off if they came that way. So this is just a rotational turret they've been able to get, but no fight has been forced from this. I think they're still okay with that. It's just more medium speed steadiness from Determined.
Yeah. Medium speed steadiness. Also 4 sweepers on these guys, so they're certainly trying to get like the ward control here. Pink wards starting to get put down in the jungle. So they'll see the approach towards Baron as well. Determined certainly around this area. They know Curse Academy will check them.
They also have a Talisman, so they can theoretically catch up to Curse Academy a little bit faster. Not even a gold generation item anywhere to be found on Sheep.
Yep. Just playing the I'm getting wards and slowly, not Mercurial, Mikhail's Crucible. Slowly but surely getting there. Boots mobility, not distortion boots though.
Right on the Baron. That's a little bit bold. I'm expecting them to peel for a fight.
There's the ult in from Rux and land on a couple of these ones. A lot of damage on, oh man, the Baron gets picked up by Renekton. There we go, fight starts. Double kills so far for Determined. The jump in on Robert X Lee trying to get away. Will he survive the death mark? He will do so. It's going to be a 3-for-1 battle. Sheep gonna go down. One left is going to be Fabby. The jump in, Broken Shard lands the Q, hits a trap.
It's not close enough to activate it.
Oh, well, Fabby gets out.
Oh, man, that would have been the ace.
Yep.
But still, that was a really overly aggressive call by Determined Gaming. That came down to a smite race between Broken Shard and Vi, and it was not even a jungler who secured that Baron.
They both smited early.
Yeah.
They both smited and Renekton got it.
You know what? Smiting early is at least you got your smite off.
Yeah.
The worst feeling is when Baron gets stolen when you haven't used your smite, but still. Holy crap, man, that was a little bit over aggro. Determined Gaming, of course, in even more control of the game now because they won the fight, got the Baron. That's it.
There we go. 30-minute, 20-second surrender. Determined 12-3 in kills, not even giving up a turret. And 6-0-3 on Robert X Lee on Ezreal.
Yeah.
He got real snowballed early game.
Yeah. He gets the score. I think Bubba Dub and Broken Shard get the credit.
Yeah.
Robert X Lee didn't do anything too spectacularly on Ezreal there.
No.
I mean,
he mechanically played
played
fine.
well.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team really brought him in on that one. That was a very decisive win by Determined, I'd have to say. Curse Academy needs to almost completely rethink whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, they got really behind every single lane. The ganks came in really well for Broken Sword overall.
It didn't seem like their picks were that bad.
No, their comp looked okay.
Yeah, I think next game they go more early game because you got to start from square one. Just get things under control and then worry about later.
Yeah, and they just kind of got out-rotated, which is a big one. And then, of course, snowballed the mid-game lead. The question I have, though, towards Determined is I'm always worried when a team does this well in the first 15 minutes, and then you're like, they're going medium and steady. And that always feels weird.
Yeah.
I feel like in most cases, to me, that feels like they're not sure how to close games out, and they had to rush the Baron and miss the Smite War, and then have a really close fight.
Weird.
That's always scary for me when I see those.
I agree. That was not a very controlled finish.
No, it
definitely
worked.
A little bit scattered. Yeah, need a little bit more strategy from them there. They had a very, everything up until that Baron I think was going fine. They just once they had that positioning, actually killing the Baron was
very scary. Yep. Chance for a comeback. We've seen teams throw away Baron just to get the kills and push the base, and sometimes that works. They did the fight. They did win it. Worked out overall for the tournament.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to have another game, guys. It's time for a quick break, but when you return, it is going to be Game 2 between Curse Academy and Determined Gaming. 2014 North American Challenger Series. We'll be right back, so stick around.